Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Governor. Daniela Pardo with Spectrum News. Thanks for taking our questions. Last week, you were asked about your thoughts post-election and kind of what went wrong for Democrats. And I know you said that you are not ready to provide an answer yet. You had 6 pages of notes that you had been writing down. Nine now.
It's increased by 50%. Is that 50%? Yeah.
But with what we've seen in the weeks following the election is a lot of rural America, a lot of rural Americans felt kind of ignored and forgotten by Democrats.
Yeah.
So we're here today in a rural part of California. Yeah. Would you say that there were some lessons learned for you in all this? And do you think you'll be spending more time in rural California?
Well, I think the answer is yes, rural America does feel neglected. I mean, we were just talking, Karen's old boss, Tom Vilsack, the Ag Secretary, had, I think, a really important interview that's worth people taking a look at in his own perspective, his own journey as a former governor and as Agricultural Secretary. I've spent a lot of time in rural California, and so I keep coming back, and I'll keep coming back. But, I recognize people don't think that we have their back. And I recognize there's a gap there, and we've got to mind that gap, and we've got to take that very seriously. It's good to be back. It was good to be back in Fresno. It was good to be back in Bakersfield, in Kern County. It was good to be back down at the border. It's good to be back here in Colusa. It's good to be back on the road talking about regions rising together, something we've been working on for 2 years, and to see the fruits of those efforts and to see these plans come to fruition and all the hard work and dedication. It's good to be able to connect and knit these together in January in a vision for the state, the likes of which we've never seen. That's bottom up. And it's good to see these things knitted as it relates to the bridge that's now being built in a very strategic way, not rhetorical, strategic, and strategies to fund the investment, or at least the vision with investment in terms of the grants that we'll be providing for these plans. But we have a lot of work to do. I recognize that.
Thank you. And one more question. I spent some time talking to people in the neighborhood of, or the community of Grimes, and it's a big Hispanic Latino population. And as you know, a lot of Latinos kind of have been shifting towards the Republican Party. But more of them voted for Trump in the last election. So what is your message to them, Governor, as it relates to the economy and that being their top priority?
Yeah, well, that's, I think, take a look at what we're doing here around economic and workforce development, about inclusive process. Thousands and thousands of people participated in just this process in these 8 counties. Tens of thousands in the other regions that we have been engaging. So it's around economic and workforce development. We see you. You matter. We care. And you've been deeply included in this two-way conversation, this bottom-up, regions rising together conversation. And now we want to make real and make visible the vision. And that's why we put real resources up. And that's why we're going to add 2 additional components to this that I've previewed before, and I'll preview again. A career master plan that will buttress the work we're doing on the Regions Rising Together plan, and a broader vision about the future of this state over the course of the next decade, so we can continue to dominate the future as we continue to invent the future. But we've got to invest in our future. If you don't invest in your future, you're not going to do very well there. And that means investing in all of our communities, our diverse communities. We're a majority minority state. 39% of the state is Hispanic, 27% is foreign born. And I assure you, the Latino community is front and center in all these economic and workforce strategies.
Thank you.
Thank you.